What's up, Buttercup? Welcome back to my channel. Today's book tag is the winning title tag, and thank you to Pat from Book Chat with Pat for tagging me. And this tag was originally created by Heather Reeds. Now we've got quite a few questions, but let's do a setup. Have you ever bought a book because it had, and then it's all about titles. Okay, so the first one is, have you ever bought a book because it had a funny title? And I'm sure it's a possibility. It's like a high probability, actually. Most likely when I was a kid, but I can't think of any funny titles right now. Even when I was writing this out, because I have notes, just for my sanity, because my memory's not been great lately and I can't think of anything, but I'm sure there are some funny titles that I picked out, especially when I was a kid, and they're somewhere in my tub full of books that I've kept. But as an adult, I can't think of anything, unfortunately. Even scanning my bookcase, not really. Number two, a shocking title. I guess it depends what shocking means. That's very hard to shock me in any way, shape, or form at this point in my life. I guess something horror, but no, I can't think of anything, sorry. Number three, a title that sounded like a line of poetry. Yes, a lot. Like The Lady of Shalott, which is an epic poem. I really enjoyed that poem. And it's also a song by Lorena McKennitt, which was inspired by the poem. I learned about the song first, and then I realized it was a poem, and I read it. And then I also read The Lady of Shalott again for my Arthurian class in college. It was the last semester, and it was all things Arthur Camelot throughout the years, and that was the only college course, I'm calling myself out, where I read everything. Because in the past, if I read a book outside of the class on my own, I would not read it again. Look, I had a 3.5 GPA, so obviously it's not a problem that I did that. But like, for example, there was a Jane Eyre assignment. I already read it in high school, therefore I didn't read it. It was fine. Anyway, I digress. And another one that I just recently read is Parnesi by Susanna Clarke. Probably pronouncing that wrong, it's fine. I read a article and then watched her and Madeline Miller chit-chatting, which was amazing. And she was inspired by a few older texts, not necessarily poems. Were they poems? I'm sorry, I watched it as I was working, listened to it, watched it as I was working. So the specific text that inspired Susanna Clarke to write Parnesi, I might have info dumped, I'm so sorry. But that counts, okay? Like, it's there. It's just like really, really, really old text from like the Renaissance. I'm just trying my best here. These are very specific questions that I kind of struggled with. Anyway, number four, a title which made me ask a question. Not sure about this one. I'm so sorry. It's a great tag. I just don't think I think in titles. So what I'm guessing this book question means is like I found a book and the title gave me a question in my mind. And if that's the case, then no. Not really, other than what this book is about. And that's not really interesting because that happens for like every book. And I say, what is this book about? Because I can read the blurb and I can read reviews, and that does not mean, unfortunately, that that is what the book's about. I've learned that many, many times, often the hard way. Number 5, a heartwarming or homely title. And I'm definitely thinking about cozy fantasy books right now, like Heather Fawcett's Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, it's the first book, and then Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands, just very cozy. And then I think Howl's Moving Castle by Diana Wynne Jones is cozy as well. Just warm and fuzzy inside. Number 6, a title with an unusual, oh my god, what is that word? A usual something of words. I wrote it down. You see my handwriting? I'm left-handed. No one taught me how to write because I'm a lefty, so that's chicken scratch. What did I write? A title with unusual something. Son of a biscuit eating bulldog. Okay, I feel like most titles are an unusual mashup. I'm gonna go with mashup. It's a longer word, but it means mashup. Oh my god, I'm gonna publish this. Yes, I am. I think I'm relatable. Yeah, anyway, an unusual mashup of words. That's titles in a nutshell. Yeah. I can't think of anything too out there though. Maybe fantasy books that have made up words. That's interesting. Like a cool mashup of words that make up a title that makes sense. I'm gonna go with Dragons Don't Eat Meat by Kim McDougall. That's funny, right? Like, you usually think that dragons do eat meat, but this one, they don't eat meat. Number 7, a book you picked up because of a fantastic or magical title. Isn't that all fantasy? I mean, okay, fine, like 95% of fantasy. I am going to go with a few fantastic or magical fantasy titles, like Aragon, Here There Be Dragons, that's a good one, check it out, it's young adult. Finn McCool, Cinder, In the Hand of the Goddess, Silence Fallen, Cry Wolf, Dead as a Doornail. We could go on, but that's an array of fantasy books that I think have cool titles. It's like epic fantasy, urban fantasy, rural fantasy, contemporary fantasy, but they are all indications of fantasy. Number 8, a title in which it's a contraction or describes the impossible. Again, I don't know. I mean, like, a lot of things are impossible in books, especially when you're talking about magic. So I'm not like 100% sure again on this question. I think something impossible, but maybe not. Actually, it's not that impossible. The Bone Houses by Emily Lloyd Jones seems impossible, but having to do with magic. Bones are magically placed perfectly, so then that's why you have a house versus, you know, you go to like the Paris catacombs and they're not made out of houses, but you can definitely stack bones in a certain way. Are they gonna stay there, and can you live in the house? No. Don't do that. I feel like you would get sick after a while. And finally, tagging people. I'm going to tag Casey, Bookish Kaz, Alan, Greg, Jen, Dark Violet Dreams, Tracy. Let's get this tag out there. Maybe y'all can answer these questions better than I can. I don't know what happened, but this isn't the fullest of what I've done out of my other book tags, but you know, we're here, we're trying our best. Maybe it's not the best day, I need a lot of coffee, but I do hope that you enjoyed my attempt of this book tag all about winning titles. And if you want to do this tag and I didn't tag you, please do it. And then tag me in the comments or in the description and I will watch it. Thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day. Bye.